Hello and welcome back to my channel. Thank you for watching today and thank you for watching every other day. If you've never been here before, welcome. My name is Sula. I'm a jiu-jitsu athlete and I like to just chat basically about the ups and downs of being a jiu-jitsu athlete and other areas of life as well. But this new series is something that I just thought of because I was actually reading through my old journals and I was like, you know what, this would be really, really helpful and funny to do with people, because I think that a lot of the things that I used to write about when I was a blue belt, white belt, even purple belt, brown belt, even like last week, there's a lot to learn from those things for myself, but also for other people. And yeah, I guess this series is kind of like a little, what I would say to my younger self series, but literally me answering my younger self, her journal entries. So this is gonna get funny, it's gonna get personal, it's gonna be a mix of both. Hopefully it's gonna be insightful and hopefully it's gonna be very enjoyable for both of us. So the journal entry that I'm gonna be reading today is titled, "You Said You Wanted to Be a Champion." I'm gonna read the whole entry here first and then I'm gonna kind of dissect it with you guys and answer it as though my younger self is speaking to me, because in all honesty that's the way I journal generally, is like to my future self. So this literally was my younger self speaking to my future self being like, please help me. What do I do? So now I'm gonna answer her. So I'm gonna read it kind of in the way that I remember writing it and in the vibe that I wrote it in. Buckle up and enjoy. You said you wanted to be a champion. Those words feel like the worst words that have ever come out of my mouth right now. I feel like I don't even know what to feel. All I feel right now is pressure. Pressure from me and pressure from everyone. Jiu-jitsu was something that I wanted more than I've ever wanted anything. But ever since I started only training, all it makes me feel is shit. I feel shit when I don't train, and I feel shit when I do. And people tell me I need to focus only on BJJ if I want to be a champion. But I also know that if I do that, I never will be. All I feel right now is that my jiu-jitsu is horrible, and it feels like every time I train, it gets worse. I don't want to cry about it. I don't want to talk about it, because there's nothing wrong. I don't have the rights to be sad. I don't want a pity party. I just need time with myself to learn what I can change or do to make it different. I'm really angry with myself. I'm not this weak. I don't need to be like this. This is pointless. Recently, I'm like this too much. Get over yourself. But I can't. So, first of all, Sula, little Sula, and anyone else who's feeling like this right now, girl, it's not that deep. It's okay to suck at jiu-jitsu. You kind of still do. Like, yeah, there's parts you're bad at, and that's okay. And I know you know that. It's really interesting reading this because the thing that stands out to me most is this association of words of like, I've put out this feeling of like, I want to be a champion. I want to be, I want to make something of myself. And I put that into the world. And the thing I got back from the world, or what I thought I got back from the universe, was pressure. This feeling from myself of like, well, you said you can do it, so now you have to do it. And also that feeling from other people. And I know that wasn't necessarily the case, because if anything, the pressure should be higher now than it was then, and it's not. So there was definitely something that shifted, and it wasn't the external, it was the internal. The way I know that is that I worked really hard, and I'm still working really hard on dissecting pressure and taking it away from me and my life. Now, pressure is really important. It's, it's what makes diamonds into diamonds. It's the thing that, makes you better and all of that. But the problem with pressure is the way you interpret it. So if you think of like, okay, I put a message out into the world of like, I want to be great, I want to do this, this, and this. And then I receive back the information of like, okay, cool, you said that, so now this is what you got to do it. And you're committed to it because you've said it. That's the objectivity of it. You've said it, you want to be committed to it, you want it to be a reality, so do it. That doesn't have to be negative or positive. The way my younger self interpreted that was like, every single little mistake or setback you have is you proving yourself wrong. The only reason that pressure was negative for me at that point was that I didn't have enough self-love and enough self-worth to accept myself exactly as I was, regardless of any hiccups or mistakes I made. Which now I'm closer to that point where I'm like, you know what? I know I'm not perfect. I know I never will be perfect. And I know I can't guarantee the results, but I can guarantee that I put in the work that I'm willing to put in, and I'm okay with whatever the result is from that. I'm here for the journey. To round that up, pressure is what you make it. You can use pressure as a way to help you get better, and just think of it as like on your daily habits of like, okay, I have this big competition coming up, or I've said I wanted to do this, so I'm going to use that as a way to keep myself motivated, keep myself disciplined, and keep myself on track for this goal that I have. Or you can use it as a way to be like, I said I want to achieve this. If I achieve it, I'm good enough. And if I don't achieve it, I'm not good enough. And so every single thing that I do every single day from now until then is a test of how good I am and whether I'm actually worth it. And there's when your worth is coming into it. Pressure destroys you when it's tied to your worth, when the result is tied to your worth, when you don't already believe that you're enough as you are. So that's the first thing. It's like, girl, you are perfect as you are. You are amazing. You're valuable. You're loving. You're loved. Like, you're okay. You're safe. It's okay to dream big and work hard and still make mistakes and just take one step at a time. The other thing that stands out here is this feeling of like, there's nothing wrong and I can't, so I shouldn't feel bad about this. I don't want to talk about this, because I was very aware that, like, you know, I loved my life. I had amazing people in my life. I was doing what I loved. I was actually one of the lucky people that got to focus 100% on jiu-jitsu, and I was teaching as a white belt, as a blue belt, full-time training and teaching, and that was like a huge privilege, and I knew that. And so when it felt overwhelming and difficult, I didn't feel like I had the right to be upset about it or to feel that way. So again, let's go back to that feeling of like, I have an amazing life. I shouldn't be allowed to feel this way. It's okay to feel however you want to feel. Just allow yourself to feel without judging yourself for feeling that way, because feelings are they're just there to be felt. They want to be felt. You don't have to act on them. You don't have to wallow in them, but they do want to be felt. So if you just allow yourself to feel a little bit, often it will move on. And if you allow yourself to talk a little bit about these things, often it will move on. And I think for me, writing was always a really good outlet. So that's why I just would journal all the time, because I felt like once I journaled, I got it out of my system for a bit, and then I could kind of refocus again. And it's like I said in this, I don't want a pity party. I just need time with myself to work this out. And that's what we did. Me and my girl, we sat down for the last, 8 years, and we've been working on this feeling of like, yeah, I don't need to do 100% just jiu-jitsu. In fact, that for me, not telling anyone else how to live their life, that was not healthy for me, because it meant that when I got injured or sick, that I would instantly go back to rock bottom of feeling completely worthless, because my worth was tied to jiu-jitsu and how much I was training or competing. And it wasn't even necessarily tied to my to my results, but more to my work ethic, as I would call it. So if I wasn't training 3 times a day, and if I wasn't competing 4 times a month, then I wasn't really doing enough. And now it's still really hard for me, but I slowly started to build up the courage to like, okay, if I take a day off to rest, or if I take a week off to go on a holiday, it's not a bad thing, and it actually will make me soak up more information and enjoy myself more in training, which I perform better when I'm having fun. That's me personally. Also means that when the inevitable happens, like getting injured or getting sick, I then have other things to fall back on, like painting or other work projects that I love, or spending time with my family. There's all these things now that I can really enjoy and love. And so when something negative happens in jiu-jitsu that takes me away from training, I have other aspects of my life that I really love and really enjoy, and they feed back into jiu-jitsu as well. So I feel like this is a really relevant journal entry because I think a lot of people feel like this, and I've spoken to a lot of people who feel like this, and I try to say, like, I used to feel like that, and I don't know if people really believe it until they hear this type of thing, my words actually written down. But just keep doing what you're doing. Remember that, like, just because you say something, just because you put a goal out there doesn't mean that you have to be perfect. It doesn't mean that you have to now, like, live exactly in the way that you said you were gonna live. Take every day as it comes and just try to be your best version of yourself for that day and give as much as you can give that day, while also giving back to yourself so that you're available to give again the next day. And just, I think, dream big. Don't be afraid to dream big because you're scared of the pressure, because pressure is literally just external influences infiltrating you, and you don't have to let them. If you love yourself and you know your worth as you are, external pressure will act as a motivator, as a driving force to help you in your daily activities to, like, get better, but it will not affect your emotional and mental well-being and stability in the sense of, like, feeling like you have to be perfect or you should just stop. Because I think that's the most dangerous thing, is feeling like if I say this out loud, I have to do it perfectly, so then I won't even say it out loud. And I think a lot of people don't even say their goals out loud because they're so scared of not being able to achieve them in the perfect way that they wanted to. So that's my 2 cents for today. That's for my younger self and for anyone else who's feeling the way she was. I'm gonna do another one of these little entries another time, maybe next week, because yeah, I think it was fun for me, and if you guys like it as well, please let me know, because I will be very happy to do more of them. Anyway, I hope you have an amazing week, and I hope in some way that was insightful and helpful to you.